What's going on, everybody? It's Jack. Welcome back to this week's video. So today's video, I want to take you guys through a little bit of like a holiday guide or some holiday tips and tricks along with my full day of eating. So I have Friendsgiving later tonight, which is basically for me a very similar thing to Thanksgiving dinner, where we'll have pies, we'll have a lot of gravy, turkey, mashed potatoes, all that kind of stuff, a bunch of casseroles. But pretty much I want to take you through a day of, okay, like what phase you're in. I think there's like a building phase, there's a maintenance phase, there's a cutting phase. Depending on what phase you're in, you're obviously gonna treat things differently. Like myself right now, I'm in a building phase, so I don't need to be as cautious with my calories, but I am still gonna make a few plans and adjustments to my day. If you're in a maintenance phase, you probably need to make a few more adjustments, and then cutting as well. So for me, myself, in a building phase, I'm gonna go ahead and try to hit 75% of my protein. So my goal each day is 200 grams of protein. That means I wanna hit 150 grams before I even go to dinner. That's one of my goals. Also, I'm gonna go ahead and bank on my dinner being probably about 1,500 calories. As much as I do like Thanksgiving dinner, I don't think I'll really eat more than 1,500 calories. So I'll have about 2,000 calories to eat throughout the day, 1,500 at the very end when I go to Friendsgiving. If you're in a maintenance phase, you're probably at a little lower calories. Let's say you're maybe around 2,000, 2,500. You have a little bit less wiggle room, but you still have plenty of food to eat throughout the day. I would say intermittent fasting might not be a bad idea. Go ahead and kind of save, once again, maybe about 1,500 calories for your dinner. That gives you maybe 1,000 to 500 calories to play with throughout the day, where you might want to eat some protein shakes, Greek yogurts, lean protein sources, and maybe some fruit rather than going heavy on the carbs early in the day. And if you're cutting, it might be very different, where you might be at somewhere between 15 to 2,000 calories, and you might have to save all your calories for the end of the day. I typically don't recommend saving every last calorie for the end of the day, but I would rather go ahead and make a plan of maybe going to a bigger deficit throughout the week. So leading up to Thanksgiving, Friendsgiving, Christmas dinner, whatever holiday meal you have, go ahead and have a bigger deficit throughout the week. So maybe go 200 calories below your current deficit so you can save up calories. So on the actual day, you can eat closer to 2,500 if you're cutting at 2,000. You kind of have that built-in buffer with a little bit of a deficit throughout the week. So I hope that makes sense. Without further ado, I'm going to have my first meal. Like I said, I'll take you guys through my full day of eating leading up to Friendsgiving. I have a protein shake right here. This is 60 grams of protein. Also, I'm gonna pair it with a piece of fruit. And this is a very typical way I start my day, but I'll show you guys throughout the rest of the day, the rest of the full day of eating, how I make other adjustments. But yeah, without further ado, this is breakfast. Also, one last thing before we move on. If you don't wanna kind of track calories for the entire day, I did look up about how many the typical Thanksgiving meal includes. It is 1,814 calories. Yes, you heard that right. A typical Thanksgiving meal on average is about 1,814 calories. So I know earlier I said about 1,500, but yeah, this looks like the average is about 1,800. Yes, obviously someone smaller will eat a lot less, someone bigger will eat a lot more, but I do think saving around 1,500 calories for that meal is probably a good average for most people out there. And if you're watching this channel, you're probably slightly into health and fitness, so you might be eating a little bit more than the average person. But yeah, honestly, I just want to look that up because I was kind of curious like what the average meal is. My guess was 1,500, but it looks like the internet says 1,800. But yeah, just want to let you guys know. Otherwise, yeah, shake is down. See you guys at the next meal. Just want to quickly show you guys my next meal. So we have pasta, ground beef, and some red sauce right here. It is 8 ounces of 90-10 ground beef, 2 servings of pasta, and 1 serving of red sauce. This comes out to be just under 900 calories and 63 grams of protein. So once again, I think between this and breakfast, we're already at 120 grams. So I would hit my goal of 150 before going to dinner. I need about 30 more grams, so I'll definitely hit later on. But like I said, this is more of like, since I'm trying to be in a building phase and need to eat in a surplus, but if I wasn't doing this, I'd probably stick to something like Greek yogurts, maybe some cottage cheese, egg whites, and any sort of like deli meat, maybe just a quick deli sandwich, something like that. Keep it high protein but low calorie. But yeah, I'm gonna eat this, then we're gonna take little one on a walk in a little while. And I'll see you guys, I probably like the pre-dinner meal, kind of what I'll call my next meal. Alrighty, and it's almost time to take this one on a walk. Okay, come up here. But first thing, I'm gonna go over a few things. So it depends, obviously, as I mentioned, if you're in the building phase, the maintenance phase, or the cutting phase, depending on what I would recommend for your kind of calories and workout. Today is a rest day for me, so I'm not going to the gym, but you bet your on me tomorrow, pushing myself really, really hard with the extra calories I'm gonna have tonight. And being a bulking phase, I don't really have any cardio outside of my 8,000 to 10,000 steps every day. But today specifically, since I know I'm gonna have probably a few extra calories, maybe a little bit more sugar in my diet, I'm gonna aim closer to 14,000 to 15,000 steps. So a big part of that is gonna be taking her on probably a nice hour and a half or 2 hour walk right now. And I'll probably do a few more steps later today before I actually go to that Friendsgiving. But if I was in a maintenance phase, my cardio would actually probably be a little bit higher, or maybe I'd be averaging 12,000 steps a day or have a cardio session. If I was in a maintenance phase, I'd probably add a little bit of a cardio session in, and by no means am I trying to burn every calorie I eat tonight, but it is nice personally for me to just kind of walk stuff off. A lot of times when I eat the foods I'm gonna eat tonight, a little bit heavier in sugar and carbs, I'll kind of feel a little bit bloated and not feel so great, so I'll kind of go for a walk normally after that meal, which I highly recommend for anyone. After you eat a big meal, go for a walk. It helps digestion, all that kind of stuff. If I was in a cutting phase, I'd probably do a little bit more cardio. Typically when I'm in a cutting phase, I have cardio throughout the week, so I might add 1 or 2 sessions throughout the entire week, not necessarily on that day. And I'll definitely make sure to get my step count way up, 12 to 15,000 for any phase, and then add a little bit of cardio if I am trying to dig. But like I said, I'm currently on a bulking phase or a gaining phase, so I don't have any cardio right now, but we're gonna go ahead, hit our 14 to 15,000 steps today, which is about, 6 to 7,000 more than I normally get, which is I would say probably about 300 calories burned, extra calories burned. I like to break it down like 2,000 steps is about a mile, which is about 100 calories burned. But yeah, without further ado, I have been teasing this one by saying walk a whole bunch, but are you ready to go? I actually might need a winter hat out of here too. Let's see. Boom. All right, and it is cold out, so we're gonna actually go ahead, swap out for the winter hat and some gloves, take this one on a walk. We're gonna take this one for a nice long walk, got the podcast queued up, and I'll see you guys at the snack I have before I head to dinner. All right, we are back from our walk. I'm seeing just over 11,000 steps right now, so good long walk with Maisie. Now we're gonna have pretty much our pre-dinner slash pre-game ready snack, whatever. We have 2 Greek yogurts, Dan Light and Fit. These are the peach flavored. I don't know if you guys will be able to see that or not, but peach flavored. These are absolutely delicious, 12 grams of protein each. And I also have a slice of banana bread that I actually made the other day in a video I just filmed and put out for you guys. So let me read off the macros real quick. I believe this puts me a little over 150 for the day. But let me see real quick. So, yeah, so this meal itself is like 372 calories. It comes out to be 35 grams of protein. So this will put our total protein for the day so far at 150 grams of protein, 156 to be exact, and then 1,651 calories total. So I will be going in with a little bit more calories than I would have expected, but it's not a bad thing. I like my pumpkin pie, so I'll have a little bit more of a buffer. And worst case, I might eat under today, which will be a surprise, but honestly not surprising the fact that I'm kind of having to force feed a little bit at this kind of like bulking phase. But yeah, once again, for those that are maintaining or cutting, highly recommend Greek yogurts. Some sort of like protein shake, protein bar. I have some deli meat I was gonna eat, but I already kind of hit my protein goal for this day. Obviously have turkey with your dinner, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, without further ado, I'm gonna eat this meal. And then we have one quick little chat before I actually head to Friendsgiving that I'll have with you guys, just kind of with like the whole holiday guide, holiday tips kind of thing. But I'm gonna eat this real quick, shower, change, get ready, and then we'll have that talk. Alrighty, so we are ready to go to dinner. Maisie's down here, you can't really see her out of frame. But the last few things I wanna talk about are moderation, kind of another tip and trick while you're actually eating, and also just kind of go over the entire holiday as a whole. So we kind of talked about earlier about potentially cutting our calories a little bit leading up to this if you're a cutting phase, reduce the calories day of, maybe do a little bit of intermittent fasting. You could also potentially fast after the meal. Cardio-wise, get your steps up, make sure you train hard, put those extra calories to good use. I do everything in moderation. It is something you do have to kind of learn and earn, but one piece of pumpkin pie is fine, the whole pie probably not. A couple drinks here and there, fine. An entire bottle of wine or entire 12-pack, probably not. So the big thing there is just, once again, you can indulge in some of your favorite foods and drinks, but just don't go too overboard. Moderation is still a thing. You can still do quite a bit of damage if you don't kind of keep some of those things in check. Another big thing is when it comes to actual mealtime, as far as some tips and tricks, people say like, oh, eat your vegetables first, have protein on your plate, chew slowly, savor each bite, make sure to give your stomach time to realize it's full, all those kind of things as well. So I'll definitely be having vegetables on my plate. I do like turkey, it's a great protein source as well, so we're having plenty of that. Now Maisie, come here. You wanna say hi? No, she doesn't. But yeah, just having vegetables on your plate, as well as some of the few things, but moderation's key there. Just take your time, eat slowly. Make sure you give your stomach time to tell that your brain is full. It takes about 20 to 30 minutes for that to actually happen. So if you're stuffing yourself, you could realize, oops, I definitely ate too much or overate. And that's where you can kind of make yourself feel gross, which we don't want to do. But the biggest thing, I think, for anybody, whether you're cutting, bulking, maintaining, whatever it is throughout the holidays, realize that what is the main goal? What's the why? And the why is to spend quality time with family and friends. And that's really what it comes down to. It's not an excuse excuse to binge eat. It's not an excuse to overeat, whatever it might be. But it's a time to spend quality time with family and friends. A lot of times that is surrounded with drinks, alcohol, parties, food, all that kind of stuff. But the main goal is to spend time with family and friends, which is definitely my goal tonight. A lot of these guys and gals I haven't seen in quite a while, so hopefully gonna catch up with them, have a good time, obviously enjoy my food. I'll definitely keep you guys posted. Also, yeah, the grand scheme of things, one day or one meal is not gonna make you fat. Trust me, I've tried multiple, boom, 10,000 calorie challenges up there, multiple cheat days. It's not gonna ruin everything, but definitely can kind of set you back a little bit. Just be mindful of that kind of stuff. Remember your why. You're here to spend time with family and friends, enjoy the holidays. Once again, one day or one meal is not gonna ruin it. It's the other 58 days or however long the holiday season is where you can stay on track and still get the results you want. So without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and end things here. I need to head down to OTR, meet up with some friends. I'm bringing some pumpkin pie. Frisch's also is what I'm bringing. Frisch's pumpkin pie, one of my favorites. I actually don't know if that's like a national chain or not, but I know it's like here in Cincinnati in the Midwest. I'm gonna head down there, hopefully get some photos and videos of the food. I'm definitely not taking my whole camera, my whole rig. But yeah, without further ado, I'll go ahead and end this portion of the video. If I don't remember to film an outro, here's the outro. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.